This weekend we lost power. We lost power for about 6 hours. And it was at night, if you know what I mean, so it was dark. When there's no light at all, it's dark. Yeah. So we scrounged around there and took our phones and found the flashlights. And I had a couple of coal oil lamps. If y'all don't know what that is, it's just kerosene. Back my grandfathers and all that, they call it coal oil. Coal oil. And we got a couple of coal oil lamps. When I lit them, they shine pretty good. I did have 3. I don't know what happened to the third one. I do not know, but we got the 2. But I had a couple of candle holders. I've got it right here. The thing about it is, sitting on our coffee table. Now, got candles in and I lit them things up. I said, man, them things lit up pretty good too. But if y'all remember, the ones that have watched it, I have showed them this before. Most of the time, I had somebody, when I realized that I had somebody come in, they visited me here, you know, and I was going to show them some of the stuff that I did. Ain't nothing. It's things that I built left here, you see. And the thing about it is, I've got a couple of things now. I did a CNC and did that welcome. That's a reject. You notice it's flat on here on this one side. Slight miscalculation, but it turned out real well. And I did something for a military, and that was a test piece, and it turned out so well I saved it. But the thing about it is, there's nothing else except this piece here. It's a candle holder, and on the back I got November 1971. I did this when I was in school. I've used it. You see where it got close and kind of somebody wasn't paying attention, if you know what I mean. But that's a pretty good little can. It's made out of pine. And I leave it in here. But I decided that's a pretty good design. I made me some templates. What you do, you get on the bandsaw, you double-sided tape down. You get on the bandsaw, you cut it all out and get it close, and you take a flush trim before you ever take this off. Flush trim right a bit, and it'll be the exact same size of those parts and pieces. So you got the shelf, the support, the thing holds a candle. So what I thought I'd do, I was gonna make some more. But I got an opportunity now. I don't think y'all have seen too much of my CNC machine. So what I was gonna do is take this tiger wood, zebra wood, and we'll cut a set. I took a picture of these and converted it to a vector, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I've got these pieces on the G code. That's where the CNC machine reads the G code. That's what it reads. What I thought I would do is take this and make one with the CNC, take the walnut right there and make one with the template. And just at the end, we'll compare. Then we'll compare to this. But then again, I made this in 71 when I was in school. If I can't beat this, what have I done? I mean, you know, I should be able to beat that. But it has stood the test of time, that pine has. Put me a little stain on it. It actually has stood it. I could get me a candle, put in it, hang it on the wall, and fire that baby up. So what I thought we'd do today, I will do it, I don't know if you call it the old-fashioned way of doing it with a template, and then do it in CNC and see how they come out. I've turned some candle holders. I've turned a bunch of these candle holders. I got a storyboard over there, and the trick, the reason why I got this one, I didn't have another one like it. It didn't. The key is to make two alike. But if you hold them up, put calipers on them, they're going to be different. Unless you've got a duplicator, which I don't have a duplicator. I got a comparator. Comparator is, it holds it up there and you're in line with it and you just measure this, make that, and you measure this. And that's the closest I've got to a duplicator. It runs off the pattern and it makes this, and it will be just like that one. Don't have that, but don't need it. I've made several pairs and nobody ever notices the difference in the two. But if you go putting some calipers and stuff on it, there's little subtle differences, but to look at them, you would have to be looking for the differences to ever find them. And that's pretty easy to do, really. So I got me a set of these with candles that we lit them up and they did good. So I decided we'll make us some more of these. We'll compare the two and see what method we like best. So I'm expecting y'all to, once we get this like we want it after we're done, leave me a comment telling me, okay, I like this one better, or I like that one better, you know, or it doesn't make any difference. The one thing with a CNC, I don't ever leave it, you know, I don't walk off, leave, because I've had it to get a heat cut and stop, it just sit right there and build a fire, you know. But I can be over here working on something else, you know what I mean, just long as, because it doesn't take long as hell. Something's, you need to go, needs attention, you need to go over there. But anyway, that's what we're going to do today. I hope y'all join me while we do this, and we'll see if we can't make us a couple of candle holders, if you know what I mean. All righty then, let's get started. So I still don't have any double-sided tape, so I'm going to have to use the blue painter's tape, CA glue. Yeah. So I think I can put a strip right down the middle of this wide stuff, and I think we'll be okay. So let me actually, won't I? Okay. Okay, we'll run a piece. It needs to set just like that. Okay, we'll just run that dude right up the middle. Like, give me some double-sided tape. I got some ordered that's real thin. A lot of this tape you get is so thick a lot of times it will change. Here, maybe not so much, but the thing about it is, that thinner stuff, you can still, it ain't going to affect it'll throw you off depending on what you're doing. But that tape I got ordered will definitely speed up the process for what we're doing. It will definitely make it quicker. So what I want to do, we'll go ahead and, I just want to be down the middle. I think that'd be fine. Kind of cool. Don't want to come out of there good. So we'll take this then and hold it there for a minute and we'll get it to stick. This works good. It's a little time consuming. I'm anxious to try that tape. Double-sided tape's paper. It's real thin. I think it'd be exactly what I'm looking for. We will see. We'll let this go right up the pike. When it's cutting out with, no, this was the bandsaw. Don't want to get the thing mixed up on what I'm doing. I'm just liable to. Well, all right, that thing will set. Yeah, just like it right there. So here we go. Come on. Uh-oh, sit still, sit still, sit still. It takes a second. This is the one I'm cutting out on a bandsaw. All right, now we'll just take her to the bandsaw now. Commence to cutting this thing out. If you remember, this is how it's laid out. The bandsaw, I got it close. Closer you get it, better, easier it is for the flush trim to do its job. So I've got that. The next thing to do is get on the router table and flush trim to the exact size. If you don't have a flush trim on the router table and you got a drum sander, that would work too. Broke a piece off of this one. I don't know if I can make this work or not. He just hit that grain, knocked it right off. So once I get this like I want it, get me a drill, you know, and set it up here. I may set it back toward this piece, that piece where it broke off, and I think it might be fine. That'll give it a little unique character. I can look back at that with my great grandkids and say, I can tell you what happened right there. Things got awful exciting at the router table. Yes, they did. A little too exciting. So there is one more thing I need to check before we get ready to put it together. I need to know, this has got to be a 90. And it's just barely off. Golly bum. So I let me see if I can't put that on the shooting board and make that a, because that's what's going to set under there and hold this. I don't know how, I believe it goes this way. But it's got to be a 90 right there, and right now that is not. So let's see if we can't get it to be a 90. First thing come to my mind, let's see which one we decided might be. Well, it's not off much, but it is off a little. So let us that'll help that joint out a little bit. I got a little bit too much blade. There we go. That might be all I need. Let's see if it is. Okay, it likes just a little. Let's see. All right, liked a little more than I thought. Well, I guess we can, well, I think the problem might be right there. Let's dress this part up. It wasn't sitting down right, if you know what I mean. Boy, it's almost got it. It's almost got it. It's almost got it. And let's see. Well, all right then. Let me figure out what gets round over. I may do it before I got to drill a hole in this. See, this won't get round over. It mounts to this, but this will, these two edges. And I think that, yeah, we can round over. Let's just round over both these two. We'll drill a hole and then round them over. Will just be the top side, not the bottom. And just these. So I got a little round over to do. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, I think if we can do a little sanding, we'll have her squared away. Yeah, I think it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be fine. So let me get her sanded up. I'm just gonna go over it, sand it. I'm sure I'll save y'all the boredom of sanding, but I'll get her sanded up and then we'll see if we can't get her put together. I got it sanded, but the thing about it is I got just exactly how am I going to put this together. Well, I got the sand and everything like it wants, and I got this thing, I laid it up here. I kind of went by the old one where it was at, and so basically I put it in the center. I got my little combination square and I found it right in the center. That was a 1/2 inch up from the bottom. That's where I put that. Then I put tape on each side of it, on 3 sides of it. Now, that will serve 2 purposes. It shows me exactly where to go when the glue's on it, and plus, this right here will take care of any glue squeeze out. Then I got to thinking, just how in the world am I going to clamp this thing? Well, I'm just going to take tape after I get it in here and get it rubbed in and let it'll tack up. Once it tacks up, I'll take some tape and I'll drape it real tight, 2 or 3, whatever it takes, and I'll just let it sit until it sets up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and glue this thing up. So once I get this glued up, this piece right here will have something to hold against. So it won't be any problem. Or, oh, well, that's good for it, isn't it? Once I get the hole drilled in this, it'll just sit on top of it. This is going to be the hardest piece. Once it get set and get glued, it'll have a place to set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and, while I've got it here, I'm going to go ahead and glue this on there real good. Not worry about the glue squeeze out, because that red tape is going to come in and help me out, if you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do is to hold it here a second. I guess I could have put a piece of tape right there, couldn't I? That way I wouldn't have to worry about any glue squeeze out at all. Tell you what, a little old cut off straw really worked good right there. Really should put a piece of tape there. If I had it, if I hadn't already in the middle of it, I'd. Now what I'm thinking, we'll take this right here. I think it's tacked up enough to where, all right, when I pull it down there, I'll pull it down good and tight. So what I'm gonna do here then, I'll pull that good and tight. I think I'll put one more on it, just for good measure. Just as I get to the bottom, I pull it tight. So I got this and pulling out by this and that and down. I believe that's, well, let me get, should have put some blue tape right there. That would have fixed me up right there. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, all right. We'll let that set. Then the rest of it won't be no problem. What I'll do, I'll have a place for it to set. Maybe I'll do a little bit of clamping to it. Well, all right. We'll come back when that dries. Well, let's take a look and see how it's doing. Wow. Now, we need to, yeah, okay. Let's put the glue on that. You want to? Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, now let's okay. Okay. Just for good measure. I feel like I need some downward pressure on it. Okay. Well, all right then. I'll tell you what let's do. Let's go ahead and drill a hole in this piece here. And that'll be ready for whenever that sets up. So I want to mark the middle of this thing. I'm hoping this right here will help with the glue squeeze out. Tear out. So let's see if I can't. Okay, have y'all ever fooled with a center finder? And round or abnormal objects, they are the berries. You just lay it right in there. You just mark several places. Even if they don't cross, it makes the center marks so small that you can find the center without any problem. Can y'all see that? So in the middle of all of that stuff is where the center is. All right, let's go drill press and drill this out. Well, that's drilled in the, well, it's offset because it looks like it because of the flat spot, but that's going to work fine. That's good. There's no tear out whatsoever. So when that sets up, we can glue that, and then we'll be ready for finish. Sure will. Well, I think we got that part of it set up. Why don't we go ahead and unclamp it and see what we got. Okay. All right. Tell you what, that blue painter's tape, it comes off, but it does hold good. It does. It does hold good. Now, what we need to do now, we need to set that thing. I'm just wondering, to me, eyeballing it looks like that would work. Let's just see how close the eyeballs are. 1 1/4, an inch, 1 1/8. Not too bad. 1 3/16. Okay. And I'm gonna put that flat part pointing back that way. Just people would think, well, that was supposed to happen, but it. So right there's where I'd like for it to be. So how would we gonna do that? I'll tell you what we could do. I wonder if these right here will reach and make. Why, yeah, look at here. So I'll be able to that ought to do fine. So we'll just clamp it up with that. We'll make sure so it will look like it's supposed to. That flat part will go back. So I'll tell you what let's do. Let's go ahead and glue that. You want to? try to minimize the squeeze out, but it looks like we've got pretty good coverage. Inch and 3/16, okay. So, all right, we'll just let that set up, and yeah, we may work on some CNC while that's setting up. I kind of learned from the hard way. This is G-Sender that comes with the long mill. This is the controlling software. I can jog it around, do whatever I need to do. But I used to make files, you know, I had one that it took 8 hours to run. When it got 7.5 hours, something happened, hiccup, whatever, you know, who can explain exactly what goes on with computers? I had to start all over. Now I break them up. This thing here, when I load these files, there's 5 different files. So I don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick out one of the smallest ones and we'll start with it. Okay, in other words, this thing's gonna jog up to the other end, you know, in the candle holder where I drilled the hole, this is the thing we're fixing to drill the hole. So what we're gonna do is get the hearing protection on, and we're gonna run and drill that hole. No, we can't tell much about it. That hard to tell, ain't it? But anyway, that's cut through. So I will catch the next file and carry on. Well, as you can see, it throws chips everywhere. So I left it off so you can kind of get an idea. It's pretty cool to watch it, but kind of mesmerizing. But anyway, I have got a dust shoe that I'm gonna put on this thing because it's black. The box I built keeps a lot, 90% of it in, but what's flying in the air, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. I'll show you how this works. This is the job we just finished. So to load the next one, like I like to break them up. That way if we have a problem, I ain't gonna go all the way back to the beginning. So what we're gonna do now is the shelf. Open up the shelf. Kind of confirms you're in the right place, because that does look like the shelf. So to get started, we just hit start job. But what I need to do first, turn the router on, dust collection on, and get started. So we're on the final pad. You can see right there where these tabs, so they won't small parts fly loose. That can't come up, leaving the tabs on. I'll have to cut that out. If not, the piece will come loose and it will fly out. So far we've got our 3 pieces. All we like now is the candlestick itself. Well, that completes the cutting out. Now, what we've got is some tabs that are left to hold the pieces still, to keep them from moving around. Because if you leave them tabs out and they go to flying when they come loose, you're talking about things getting exciting. They get exciting. So I'd rather cut those out. I'll show you how I'm gonna do it here. Let me get that thing moved back out of the way, and I'll show you how we cut them tabs out. Okay, the tabs I was talking about, you see them right through there? They're about 1/4 inch tall. And some of them's got 2, so the big part's got 4. You go back and smooth them places up. And then you got it. That beats him coming all to pieces and just flying all over the place. Well, I think it's set. It's probably been there an hour and a half. So I would think, okay. Actually got just a little touch up on sanding to do. And then that thing be ready for finish. Of course, then again, I need to put a hole in it where I can hang it up. I have the parts necessary. So we've already sanded over a little bit, did my round over. So now we're gonna start putting them together. We'll start with this just like we did on the other one. That seemed to work out very good. To get it in the same place as our pattern to go by, I set these combination squares right here and right here, and it bumps up to them. That gets it right there. 1/2 inch from the bottom, which that's too much. All right, it's 1/2 inch from the bottom. Let's see how we did. Okay, that's where I want it, right there. So I'm gonna line me some tape up so when I put the glue on it, I'll know right where to put it. I think I may have moved it. I don't know. Yep. Yep. Let's look at it again. Okay. See, it's angled right there, so you got to have 2 points of contact in order to get it the orientation that you want. These things are tapered, so that makes a little bit of degree of difficulty right there. That'd be all right. We can handle it. All right, I got one side. Okay. Let's go and put another layer, have 2 thick. That way we make sure we have a place to rest her off of. Okay. Okay, so I want to be a 1/2 inch off the bottom, which is right there. I'll put me a little piece right down here. And this will also act as for glue squeeze out, if you know what I mean. That should help clean up a little better. I missed this one right here on the last one, so I'm gonna go ahead and get all the way around. And it was a little difficult. See, that way right there. Well, let's see how well this is going to do. So it's going to set just like, yep, just like it right there. Yeah. You can feel it drop in. So that's what I'll do. And then we'll probably have to use the tape to hold it in place. Get it out here where I work with it. Yeah, just like it right there. All right. Yeah. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do some gluing. One reason for it, you want to make sure you get enough glue right here. You want to make sure you get enough glue. So let's see if we can't get that thing to sit down in there. You can feel that tape. Let it tack up just a second. Okay. Well, all right, we'll let that set up. I know on the walnut one, I put this on last, but what I'm just got sitting here thinking, dang, won't I just go ahead and do it right now? So let's go ahead and do it right now. Okay. I'm just got a grain match with this one. The other one had the flat spot. So won't I just take and that is a 1 3/16, an 1 3/16. Boy, pretty good, wasn't it? So let's let her set and tack just a second. Is that gonna, I hope that's gonna reach or not. I wonder if another one would reach that. Oh yeah, look at that. All right then. Now we'll let that set up, then all we'll have to do is glue this to that, drill a hole, do any extra sanding I might need to do. But yeah, we'll come back when that's dry. So I went ahead and took it out of the clamps and untaped it and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, all I lack is one joint right here. And that's gonna look pretty good. We've got the walnut right here. This is gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be nice. So I may try to find me something, an alligator deal right there to hang this up and still drilling a hole through it. If I got something, I'll look for something when this thing here gets glued up. So what I'm gonna try to do, we'll go ahead and glue this up. So I'll go ahead and catch this one first. Let that tack just a little bit. We'll go ahead and catch it right here. All right. So that thing will go. I got this clamp. It's kind of a long wrench clamp, pretty handy. I had a rubber tip. Well, I'm dog. Well, I have no rubber tip. Let me check it. Oh, it took off on me. The thing was tacked up too. All right, let's get her. All right. We'll let that set up. And when that thing gets done, I'm gonna see if I can't find some of them. I call them alligator. You know, they got the little teeth, and you to that level. If I can find me a couple of them, that's what I use to drill a hole. That's what I'm thinking about. So if I got some, we'll do that. If not, we'll just drill a hole like that right there. Well, all right, we'll be back. All right, what I done, I went ahead and got me the other clamp and made pressure go down here, and this one was this joint, this one was that joint. So I think we're enough now if we don't get rough with it. What we're gonna do, I think we'll be fine. Okay. So now we can look at them. And I did find some of those clamps that I was telling you about, or hangers. I don't know what happened right there. That yeah, I don't know what happened. How are we gonna get this on there? Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll put it right there. Well, before I put those on, I figured we'd just go and put the finish on it. Like everything else, I'm gonna go ahead and do, well, not like everything else, but most of the stuff I use shellac. And the 2-pound cut is what I'm looking at. That gets the shellac on there pretty thick. Then you can thin it down with denatured alcohol on the last few, and then just melt it. Slicker right up, I mean. So what I want to do, we'll hit a lick right here and just see if we can't get some finish on this thing. Let that dry. I got a good thick coat on it, so it's gonna take a few minutes to dry. It's just dried out now. Now I was gonna show y'all a little trick that I use. This right here, if y'all don't know, I'm sure y'all have heard of a card scraper. Well, this card scraper, you know, you sharpen it away. You got a little micro hook on each side, and that's what you scrape, and it does some planing on wood. But the other side I leave without the hook for this occasion right here. For instance, see, when it dries, it's got just a little rough, and what you do, I don't try to do a lot, I just want to knock the tops off. And this right here, you can see it feel a little pull. See right there? So that knocks the top off to the point where you can take oh yeah, so that made it feel a lot better. But you can take so I've been using a 2-pound cut. So you can take, say, a 1 pound cut and then cut it again in half with denatured alcohol, and you just got a thin mixture. And you take an applicator and rub over it, and it leaves you a smooth finish. So that's what we're going to do right now. But you want to make sure you're using, so that one's got the hook on it, I can feel it. This one don't. That's on purpose. See that white? That is your shellac coming off. Let's see. Oh, it makes it just smooth as silk, so you can go all the way around it. Make you a light pass. And then when you're go over your final run, it's kind of a watered down, so to speak, much thinner. Okay, so I'll go over that. That does really help it out. So let me go over that, and then what we'll do, we'll mount our little alligator clip-ons wall hanger. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, let me get the stuff. We'll put those little alligator clips on. Well, I've got the candle holders like I want them. On the back, someone asked, did I ever sign it? I sign them and date them. You can tell on that one in November of '71 when I remember it. Most of the time I forget. So with that one, November 1971, I'm going to put, so I'm going to sign it. Buck. All right, and it says 2/20/25. Okay. Now I'll see if that shows up right here. So here I'm going to go buck. 2/20/25. 9 times out of 10, for whatever reason or another, I forget to do that. I don't know. Oh, Lordy. So I got them this time. But what made me think of the November 1971, I would not know when I done it, because you take that much time, you know. But anyway, I got them signed. We'll go ahead and put them alligator clips and all on them. So we'll go ahead and put our alligator hangers. Them little bitty nails. I'm gonna use me a pair of needle nose pliers. Yeah. All right, let's see. Before I tighten it up, I'll get it like I want it. Okay. Come on, get in there. All right, we got one of them. Let's see if we can get the other one. Let's see if we can get this one on there just a little bit straighter. You don't want to. Right there's where I'm hunting. Okay. To me, that looks straight. Which the other one did too. Once I got on, it didn't look hardly so straight. All right, let's get that thing right there. Well, it ain't neither. But that's the beauty part about that. It'll hook on that nail and we'll be good. So, we've got the hangers, and we've got them signed. Now we just need some candles and a globe to put on. I got one globe, but we're ordered another one. I think it was $6 for, I don't remember. It wasn't real expensive, like $3 a piece or something like that. Or, I don't know, I don't remember. It might have been $6 a piece, but that's not bad. That's not bad. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this, but I wish y'all would help me out. If you made it all the way this far, this thing has gotten awful long, but I like bringing out the details. Details, I just couldn't find the spot where you just, well, in 20 minutes, I mean, it just didn't seem right. So a comment in the description will help me out on that. Because if y'all made it this long, y'all been watching over an hour. But I would like to know which one y'all like better, the walnut or the tiger wood. It might be zebra wood. I really think I bought it as tiger wood. There's not a lot of difference. I don't know, but we'll call it tiger wood. Do you like the walnut or the tiger wood? I would like your opinion on that. Also, do you like the bandsaw method with the templates or the CNC method? Which would you prefer? To me, it's 6 one after another, but a whole lot less work. I mean, a little computer work, but stand there and watch it. So I don't know. I really would love y'all's opinion on it. Walnut, tiger, template. Now you may like the CNC, you might like the walnut. That, you know, that's fine. Cause I think you want it watched over an hour. I mean, you've got opinion, I'm sure. But I think that's gonna do it for this one. I appreciate y'all hanging there with me this long. But I would wish y'all would leave me comments on which one you prefer. Do you think this video needed to been broke up in about 3 parts? 2 parts? I don't know. I just didn't have a good spot to, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all need to hit me out here. And we will catch y'all on the next one. I'm gonna go hang these up and put a candle in them. Y'all be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.